Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Invictus Racing League's Inside Track podcast special. Now, the reason why I say it's a special edition is because two things. One, I am doing it through Twitch tonight, but you will hear from me on the iTunes and on Spotify later on tonight. But for now, for the first time, well, I say first time in this show, and I tell you what, there'll be another special guest as well. So Spud, so Nightly Hood of Spud has joined us for the podcast tonight. Very big welcome to you for joining me tonight, Spud. So thank you very much. First thing, how are you? And are you nervous for tonight?
Yeah, I'm well. A bit nervous, but I should be okay with everything that's going on.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Don't just be yourself, mate. Honestly, just be yourself, and you'll be absolutely fine. I mean, no worries. If don't worry about it anyway. But yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic for you to come and join me tonight. For the guys who have not done this before, this is the first time I've done this in Twitch. But obviously, the guys listening on the podcast on Spotify and iTunes, I will answer the questions on the comments, and I will try and say them as quickly as possible. But during the stream, I'm going to talk to Spud about his race career, race history of his first ever F1, all the other stuff, building up to this, to build up to Invictus Racing League's racing career as well. And also, I will be talking about the update of the leagues from last week, from this week, coming up from China's. But yes, Spud. I'll just say good evening to SJD. He says, evening, Malcolm, Spud. Hope you both had a good weekend. Thank you very much. Yes, all good. Fast going. He says, hey guys. Mike says, evening, lads. Mike's still watching all the football. But yeah, this is not live. Well, it is live now, but it won't be live during the old podcast of the iTunes and Spotify. Spud, so Sir Nightly Hood of Sir Spud, how you doing?
Yes, I'm fine.
What's your first ever F1 game that you ever played properly?
Ooh, my first online or just randomly?
In general. Yeah.
Oh, well, my first ever one was probably about 86. Jeff Crammond, I think it was, F1. The graphics were a bit, obviously back in the 80s, it wasn't that good. But it was one of the best games I'd played for its time.
Yeah.
Obviously now that was going back a good, 30 years. So I've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it was one of those old classic F1s back in the day, like the old. I think it was the old. Was it the old PCs, or was it the Spectrum, or was it something else? I can't remember now.
It was the Amstrad 520.
Amstrad 520. Yes. I don't remember it vaguely because I won't remember it, but I know the console. I say console, but I know the I call it consoles anyway. But it's just fantastic, and absolutely.
Sorry, Malcolm. I've just spotted that Mike has just put that it's Jeff Grammond was in 1991. I could be wrong actually with 86. It's been that long ago. It has been quite a long time since it's. But yeah. I think Mike knows. He's probably looked it up on the internet and to see when they first came out. So you could be right there, Mike. It could be 1991.
Yeah.
Was first came out.
Yeah. I'd just say good evening to Nick LJ Thompson. Evening,
Nick.
God. But yeah, that was the first one he says he's played as well. But it's an honour. I mean, it's good honour for playing the old consoles and stuff. Don't you think,
Yes.
Spud? It's just back in the day. It's just proper. You don't remember the old classics and stuff, don't you? So.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, and it's. Oh, sorry, Malcolm.
It's alright.
do apologise.
We're sorry for any technical difficulties, guys, but Sir Knightley Hood of Sir Spud is got a lot of noises in the background, so we do apologise again. So, as I was saying, Sir Spud, what was your best ever? I know you said that was your first ever F1 game. What was your first ever F1 online then? Would you say?
I'd say it's got to have been 2010. Was the first online one. I was just driving around as I normally do on my own, and I thought, I want to race against a few people.
Yeah.
So I just joined a random game.
Yeah.
And there was a few people in there that said, "Oh, you're pretty good. Do you want to come and join our league?"
Yeah.
And then that's how it started. You see.
Oh, okay.
And I just went from there. And
Oh,
I think that's how I met you and a few of the others that I still race with.
Yeah.
To the day.
I can't believe it's been nearly 8 years to that day.
That's a long time, isn't it?
Well, I think it could be 8 years for all we know, but for you, Spud, did you ever feel like you could, get that oomph to try and get that win straight away, or did you notice that it was going to take a long time than expected, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I did think it would have come sooner than it did.
Yeah.
But obviously back then I was still using the pad, but I was on the X and square for accelerate and brake, automatic gears, everything on, and it was just, I just couldn't get used to some of the controls that other people were using, like R2 and L1 to accelerate or the wheel. It weren't till about 2 years in, about 2012, maybe even 13, I got used to L1 and R2. L2 and R2.
Yeah.
And I got quicker. It did get me a lot of time, actually, a good second or so a lap.
Yeah.
But then obviously it's recently, I've got to the wheel, and from the times that I started, I'm like 2 or 3 seconds quicker a lap, maybe even more with the wheel, which has really helped me out in some great battles that I've had over the years.
I remembered some classic battles with you, Sir Spud. There was loads that I can remember, but during your time, what was your best ever track that this is the track that I will dominate properly?
So many.
Or give us your top 3. What's your top 3 tracks that you loved throughout all your racing career? What was your top 3 tracks that you said, right, these are my dominant tracks?
Well, my top 3. One, no one races around it now. It's Valencia.
Yeah.
I know it's a street track. I know I hate street tracks, but that's one of the best tracks I've driven around. Online.
Yeah.
So close fighting. The track was narrow. So it was good wheel-to-wheel practice with all different people. I think my second one would have to be Bahrain. I know that's more recent, but that's another one of my tracks. And third one. Now that's on the spot.
If you haven't got one, don't worry. I'm just asking you top 3 that you thought.
It'd be between Britain and Singapore.
So
they're my other 2.
So Britain and Singapore. Right, I'm putting you on the spot here, Spud. Out of them 2, what's your third one at the minute?
I'd have to say Britain, because I'm British.
Good lad.
Even though Singapore's another street track.
Yeah.
But, it's got to be Britain.
So you don't like street tracks, but you love those
street tracks. It's just, it's
a habit, isn't it, really?
Yeah, no disrespect to Monaco, but it's a track that I cannot race round.
Yeah,
I always get stuck at the swimming pool. For some unknown reason, I'll either click the inside and it sends me to the wall, or I miss the inside that much that I hit the other wall and spin out. So it's just one of them. And to be competitive. You know, I had to like floor it all the way around, and it's just a track that's.
I'll get. Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. I hate Monaco. I think the majority of us that are watching. So good evening to everyone that's watching. If you are joining, guys, please bring your comments in. If you want to answer some questions to me and Suzspud, by all means. The guys who are listening on iTunes and Spotify, they cannot do that, obviously, because it's pre-recorded. So, I mean, more comments, brilliant. If you can, guys, that'd be fantastic.
Or questions they want to answer us, ask us.
Yes.
We'd gladly ask.
I mean, as you were saying about street circus, Spud, I'm not a big fan of Monaco, but I absolutely love Valencia, 100%.
Yes. I just wish they'd bring it back. I mean, they've brought the French Grand Prix back. Why can't they bring Valencia back?
Yeah.
Even on the game, not in real life, but on a game, just bring it back for 2019 or something. You know, it's got to be a track that's got to be put back on because it's so challenging.
Yeah. Would you ever like to bring classic tracks as well as like classic cars that currently doing from Co-Masters, the F1 2018 that we've seen, that Brawn, and I think another Williams. Is it another Williams car that come out?
Yeah, the Williams and the Brawn. Yeah, I think if they brought back a few really, really old cars, like the James Hunt era, Niki Lauda era, if they brought them cars back and some of the tracks, how they were, at that time, just to test people, I think it would challenge a few people because obviously there's no barriers, there's just no sand traps, there's no runoff areas. You run off the track, that's it, it's game over. It's just one of them.
Fair dues.
Open cockpit.
Yeah, pretty much. Back to the old days. That's what we should have. But the guys here saying, Mike said classic Hockenheim would be great. SJD said there's a few tracks which they've lost, which were great. Valencia was one, but I was a big fan of Turkey too. So that's a good comment, actually.
Yes, it is. I completely forgot about Turkey. That was a good track. I can't remember how it goes because it's been so long since I've raced around it. But
you start on the long straight and then you turn. It's like a first left and then swooping right, long right-hander. You go left, down the hill, turn left. You go down. You probably guys will be thinking, "What the hell are you on about, Mark?" You go straight down,
left,
turn right.
Right.
You go back up, and then
most people will probably remember it.
But I remember the longest ever left-hander. It was like 3 massive corners on the left-hander. It's like a one. If you played it like in 2011 or 2012, you'd be going full throttle around there. And I remember back in the day. And then you got the DRS straight, and you go. It was at that weird S's on the last few corners before the pit entry. You probably remember
it. I think I do remember it now. Yes.
So
it's
4 apexes. So it's 4 apexes. I knew there was a few corners, but I could not remember how many. I remember. I can just imagine driving. If the guys will be thinking, "What the hell we're on about?" But if you're driving it, we'll know what happens.
Yes.
But I mean, like classic Hockenheim and Turkey, Valencia. Would you ever bring like Imola? Imola, that's it. Imola.
San Marino.
Yes, those two. Would you ever bring them back?
Yes, I do remember San Marino. That is a good track. Obviously, it demolished a couple of the great drivers that year, but it is a good track because Schumacher and Hakkinen had some really fantastic races going around there.
Yeah.
Obviously, the last chicane, and then you got the big left-hander going round, and then the ups and downs, going up a hill, down a quick fast right, and then another chicane. Then you back up the hill again. That was a good track. That'd be a good track to bring back as well.
Yeah. Okay. Before we do the league stuff, guys, and I bet you're eager for that one. What was your best ever car that you've ever seen, whether it's real life or the actual online game? What was your best ever car that you've seen? Right, like my best ones were like the Schumacher's ones, where the Ferrari, where they were dominating the late 90s and the early 2000s, and then you got I had a big massive fan of the Jaguar, the green, even though they didn't do very well, but I loved that car. I don't know why, it was just like fanatic. Because you had Mark Webber and Eddie Irvine joining together, and they thought they were going to dominate. Yeah, it was Eddie Irvine and Mark Webber, I believe, joined.
That's before he went to Ferrari with Schumacher, wasn't it then?
Yes, yeah.
Yes,
No.
Wasn't it?
No, Eddie Irvine was already at Ferrari before. Yeah, he was. Eddie Irvine was at Ferrari before he joined Jaguar, and then I think he stopped. I don't know if he carried on after. I can't remember, but I remember he'd driven because the Jaguar came in on 2003 or 2000. I can't remember if it was 2003 or am I getting ahead of myself? Probably 2000 or 2001. Anyhow, if you guys know what it is, just send a comment in. That'd be fantastic of the Jaguar. But I love that car. I love the classic car. So that's my classic car. What was your favourite car that you've seen? Like, oh yes, I wish I'd driven it full. If you know
the
what
Jordan.
I mean.
The Jordan with Eddie Jordan as the manager.
Yeah, with the Benson and Hedges.
The B&H. The ones when Damon Hill and Ralph Schumacher drove.
Oh, 98 was it? 98?
I think so. It could have been. Yeah, it could have been 98.
Because I remember glimpse of that Spa incident with that mass Spa incident at after turn 1 down the straight.
Yeah, massive pileup. Yeah,
because
it was.
Because someone slowed down, I think, or someone crashed. I think it was David Coulthard, or one of the McLarens.
One of them had a bit of a wheel banging with another car, and it just went out of control.
It's just immense, absolutely immense stuff. But that's how I remembered, because I can't remember if Damon Hill. I remember Damon Hill was winning on one of the race, and then his car stopped. I don't know if that was another car, but that was.
Yes, that was Belgium, but I don't know if it was the same race or not.
Okay.
Ralph was quicker than Damon, but they weren't letting him through. So there was a big discussion why they didn't let him through. Well, it's a British team, British driver.
It just depends on how it is at the time, and I mean, okay. I've talked to you about the classic tracks. I've talked to you about classic cars. And before we're about to kick off with the Invictus Racing League's update, who's your favourite driver at the minute?
What, in proper F1?
Yeah.
Or Invictus? Oh, in F1. It's got to be Hamilton.
Hamilton? You reckon he'll do it after today's race?
He's only 1 point behind. He was 1 point behind in France. And he pulled it back in France.
Yeah.
And Vettel's only 1 point in front. He's closed a bigger gap down from Rosberg. 30 odd points, 40 odd points. Can't remember how many it was, but he brought that back and won it. And obviously the year after was, it was a big hoo-ha. They knew he was going to retire after. They wanted him to win the title.
Yeah.
So they just
let him be.
They just stopped Hamilton winning it, even though he tried his hardest on the last race.
Yeah.
But, SJD's just put Coulthard. Yeah, had a tough year. The big pile up with Schumacher. Oh yes, I do remember that actually. SJD. I think it was in the rain. He was winning the race by absolute miles.
And they
told him to slow down.
Yeah.
Yes. They told Coulthard to get out of his way. Got out of his way, and just Schumacher didn't see his car because of the spray and knocked his front wheel off, and then decided to try and confront the Scotsman.
Yeah. Well,
what I think you're going to do.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to say, don't you, Sir Spud? You know what I'm going to say to everyone? It'll be like, bang! And the wheels come off on that one.
Yeah, to be fair, that was hilarious. I don't know whether there's any Schumacher fans here.
In here.
I keep fighting Schumacher, but 99, you know, I'll hold my hand up. I think I may have cursed him in the 99 race. Because as he went past in because I was there at the Grand Prix, the British one, and as he drove past, I shouted, "Look, break a leg." Not realising that there was God knows how many Italians and Ferrari fans standing next to me.
Yeah.
And I just disappeared. And then when it broke his leg, I was like, oops, that wasn't me. But that was a problem with the car, so that was the car's problem. I think I just jinxed it a little bit.
Yeah. Obviously, 99, you don't want to... Obviously, you want your... We want... I know we're biased here, but we want the British drivers to do well and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's...
I wanted Coulthard to win it, but I think it was Hakkinen that won it that year, I think.
Yeah, sure. It was... I think it was 98, 99. I think it was 90... It was either 98, 99, Hakkinen won.
Yeah, and that was... See, it would be too bad if they brought back the old Silverstone, not the new one, the old one where you've got Bridge Corner. Bring that one back.
You prefer...
shortening the track, bring that back. I prefer that track than the track that they've got now. It's too easy. I know the corners are still the same, but Bridge, you come up over the hill, down the hill, round the right hander, flat out, and you've got to have.
Yeah.
You've got to be committed.
Yeah, I remember.
Otherwise, you're gonna.
Yeah, I remember playing it like on. I think it was 2000 or 2001 game where they brought out all the F1s, and then like it was the late 90s and stuff with the PS1s, with the old Bridge, which I fondly remembered as well, and walking on the famous track where the guys have driven on here was just like an honour and privilege last year, and hopefully that will be the same this year. Going back, but in your honest, I mean, that was just a to me, Sir Knightlyhood of Sir Spud. I always call you that from now on. You guys will be laughing your heads off now because I always call that now. But I mean, it's an honour for you to come here today and explain your history, your race, your games that you've played. What was your first online? How did you compare? I mean, I'm going to talk to you about that the performance leagues history, shall we say, later on in the stream.
That's fine.
And I will mention about the 1 year that you should have won. So I'm going to mention that in a bit.
That's fine.
I'm sorry. I know. I'll just pre-warn you before it gets... I mean, I've had that before. So, but yeah, it's a massive honour for you, Sir Spud, to give us your inside story of how you've brought out your racing career, from where you started to where you are now, and then I'll go talk to you after the end of the update to Invictus. What's your plans for your race career when you keep on going and stuff? If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm gonna hang my wheel up.
Yeah, you won't be hanging your wheel up, Spud. You can't. No, you can't break it.
Not anytime soon. Anytime soon.
Oh, fair dues.
I need that title before I do a Rosberg with the title.
Fair dues. Right, I'm going to go through each of the leagues now. I'm going to go through no assists and then performance and then the equal performance leagues, which I'm hopefully the leagues have been updated with I mean, F3s weren't updated last week, so I believe it has been updated this week.
Yes, I've checked. It has been updated. Yes.
Cool. So, I mean, I know this topic won't be much, but I'm going to ask you this anyway. We're going to do the no assist league with the guys that are that are in that league. Would you ever done no assists? In all
Not at the
soon.
moment. I probably, give me. I do need a lot of practice because obviously I've got a very, very heavy right foot.
But
And
yeah,
sometimes with medium assists, I do put my foot down a little bit too early and I end up spinning.
yeah,
Where I've managed to sort of control it a little bit better.
yeah,
But no assists. I'd probably be able to do it without the line and everything else but the brakes. I would need a lot of practice to do it with no brakes. Well, you know what I mean? I know ABS.
Yeah, it's more of...
I've tried it and I touch the brake and the front wheels just stop. I'm like, I'm going forward. I ain't stopping.
It's more of just easing the brakes. Once you get the habit of it, you'll understand. I mean, they've got like Gamer and some of the other guys who are deadly, who've done no assist for like years and years of experience. Fair play to them, because they can capitalise on everyone's mistakes and they can just do really well.
That's
but
a lot quicker.
Yeah, but it's just a habit, isn't it? Of getting used to it.
It's just getting out of the habit of, I've always driven from the start with everything on, assist brakes, and I have had the brakes off, but I've always had everything else on. But now I'm gradually lowering things down, like with the racing line. It's just corners at the minute.
Yeah.
And I will be taking that off soon, and just judging the braking distances and everything. But it's I've had plenty of years practice, but I still can't get it. I still can't master it.
Fair enough. We just had a few comments. Mike says, I predict Invictus Racing League on F1 22 would be crazy competitive. Do you agree with that, Sir Spud?
Yes, I do. I think there's quite a lot of really fast drivers that are on sort of the same pace.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough one. There's not going to be one person that's just going to win every race. There's going to be different people that win it.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot. Yeah. It's going to be close, hopefully.
Yeah. And hopefully there'll be loads of people. I mean, we're coming to the end of 2017 game, and it's just we want to try and make sure, we're trying to get everyone new guys. I mean, fair play to Craig and everyone else for help, try and get the recruitment in as quickly as possible. But it's just it just depends, because some people preferred it. I don't know if it's because of the issues of the game or what, I don't know, but some people there will be a lot more this next season in 2018, I believe.
It's going to be a lot closer racing, I think.
Yeah.
A lot closer.
But yeah.
It's going to be interesting next season.
But yeah, I quite looking forward to it, actually, because it brings out new surroundings, and everyone will be on equal terms throughout the first season of it. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen and stuff. But anyway, we're going to talk about the No Assist League, guys. So we'll be talking about the No Assist League. Now, I wasn't there on Monday night because obviously I had issues with the power at my end, so I can't really I can't really say much, but I can only tell you what's happening in the standings from China. So what I'll do, Spud, is I'll talk about who got first, what their race standings is, and then their positions in the league as well. So Game of the Best, who did not race in the last 3 races, won at China. And then Nicky, who's on top form at the minute, even though did not start last week at Britain, he's improving hell of a lot, to be fair.
He's a good driver.
Yeah, don't forget he has driven No Assist for quite a long time. as well as gamer, as well as a speed queen. Hopefully she will return in 2018.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Who else? Mystic Man. Now, you probably think it's not like a magician. Mystic. Mystic crystal ball, shall we say. But he's one of the new guys who's joined in since in Italy. He's won his first race in Italy on his debut race. Then he had 4 points, which is 7th, I believe. Yeah, 7th at Britain, and then he had 4th in China. So he's doing not bad, considering others who've done a few more races than he has, and he's slowly catching up catching up the top half. But as Mike said on the comments, Nicky used his cockpit view, which
means sitting in the car.
Not like where majority of us use like the camera view, like the TV camera view at the top, or the one like dead on middle.
Yeah, the T-cam.
Yeah, the T-cam one.
Yeah.
But yeah, those, and then you got like Stifler, 1980, who's got 5th. Chill, who's impressing me a hell of a lot, he's got 6th. And then Mera Chill, he used to Chunilian. I can't pronounce it right, but I can pronounce. Yeah. He's a good driver. Fair play to him.
I've had some good wheel to wheel with him.
Yeah, he's a good driver. To be fair,
pace is just he's just found so much pace. It's just unreal.
Yeah, it's just this is his first ever season in no assist, and he's got 2nd at the minute in standings. But I'll talk to you guys more about the standings and stuff in a bit. Mero D2 got 7th. There was 2 DNFs, I believe. Or was there more? I believe there was 2 DNFs of Craig and Tumas. Now, Tumas had a good start in Britain, but obviously he had a DNF. But yeah, it's just the guys, they're trying their hardest with no assist, and it is quite tough. But yeah, it should be all good. And then we had, obviously, I've got to check. Oh, yes. Forgot to say, I can now tell you guys the driver of the day situations as well at the time. So, obviously, Mystic Man got pole in China, but Game of the Best, after returning, he got driver of the day results for 50%, majority of it. Then you got Mero was 2nd with 34%, and Nicky was 17% in 3rd, and majority just got 0%. But yeah, it was just the guys here, they're doing everything they can to do a fantastic race in no assists, and it is before anyone asks, the no assist league is a performance league. It's not like an equal league as such, it's just performance league. So majority of the drivers, it's just absolutely immense. I mean, Nicky is in 1st at the minute with 45 points. Chill is in 2nd, who's impressing me at the minute. He's in 2nd with 42 points. Stifler 1980 is in 3rd with 40 points. So the guys in the top 3 are 5 points together, and it's absolutely intense. And we're only at the halfway mark. What can we do at the start of the Canada Grand Prix? We got Betrayer, who did not finish in China. Oh, sorry, that was the other one. Betrayer was another DNF. That's why there was only 9 I counted, but 10. So Betrayer is in 4th with 37 points. So he's 8 points from top. So he's still got a chance as long as Nicky, Chill, and Stifler have got a bad momentum, shall we say? But I don't think they are, because they're on top. They're on like a good form at the minute. So hopefully they'll keep that going. Joel, I don't know if you've ever raced with him before, Spud, but Joel is in 5th. He's a nice guy. He was blistering quick in Ferrari in Britain, and he got 3rd in China as well. So he did a good, So he's in
Fifth
fifth.
in Italy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
he's doing really well at the minute. You got Joel's in fifth with 34 points. Mystic Man is in sixth with 23 points. Game of the Best is in seventh with 22 points. Meridi2 is in eighth with 19 points. Mama Fisher is in ninth with 17 points. Craig's in 10th with 17 points. Jamie is in 11th with 14 points. I'm in 12th with unlucky 13 points. In 13th is Tumas with 6 points. Mike is in 14th with 6 points. iMakers is in 15th with 2 points. Ross is in 16th with 2 points. And the rest of the guys, Challenger, Romeo and Squat City. We're sorry for any sneezes at the background. It's alright. It's alright. I'll let you off, Spud. I'll let you off. Chill, Romeo and Squat City, they're at the bottom with 17, 18, 19 respectively with 0 points. So the guys are trying everything they can to get some good stuff. I mean, Nicky, who's impressing me as well. I mean, I know I say this every week, the drivers are impressing. They're doing everything they can. I mean, Chill, Betrayer, Mystic Man, Joel as well. Stifler, I mean, I know Stifler is a really good no assist driver. He'll give Nicky and Chill a run for their money, I reckon, throughout the rest of the season. But it's going to be very tough. But hopefully we'll get the constructors sorted as well. Probably next week or the week after we'll have to get that sorted as well. Yes. But yeah, the guys, hopefully we'll try and sort the car allocations for not this week coming, for next week, following week for Canada. But yeah, it's just absolutely immense stuff. Looking at it from the standings point of view, but fair play to the guys. They're driving like a madman, shall we say, on that one. But it's all good. It's all good in the hood. But yeah, I mean, that is the No Assist League, guys, and there is no right. I say for all the leagues except for 2, I believe, there will be no racing this week because it'd be obviously because of the midweek break. But I believe 2 leagues will need to do a race this week, I believe. So I need to get that confirmed, I believe. But I'll get that to them as soon as possible. So, as I said, the No Assist League, they're on a midweek break before we hit Canada. So, hopefully there'll be sunny shines at Canada for No Assists and no rains. Please. That's all I ask on that one. But we'll have to wait and see. Mike says, I miss racing you guys. Mike, bless.
Mike.
Mike.
Oh, quick question.
Yes.
About the No Assist League.
Yes.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Who do you reckon's going to win it? Who do you reckon's going to win the title? I know it's only halfway through. And
yeah.
Nicky is at the top, but it's close. Who do you reckon?
I've got a feeling, and this is my hunch, I've got a feeling it's between Nicky and Stifler. Because the guys have been in the No Assist League since the start. So, Chill has done a magnificent season. But there'll be a time where he will drop down lower 6th. Everyone will have it. And so one of the races he will probably have I'm not saying he will have a DNF or DNS, but at least Nicky and Stifler have had a DNS, so they could have had extended points if they raced those races, shall we say? So I'm gonna go for Stifler. Nicky's gonna hate me, and I'll probably get a worse car now. But yeah. I think Stifler. I reckon Stifler might just pip Nicky on the last race. It's going to be going down to the wire. I reckon Stifler will get it.
Yeah, that's a good shout actually. I was going to say Betrayer, but I know he's going to miss the last race.
Yeah.
I think he's on holiday.
Yeah, I think.
He's got some good points. It's only Italy that he's really struggled with. He's been on the podium for the first three, and he didn't get a brilliant
It's
result in
struggle.
Britain.
No,
But
no.
China, he didn't finish.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stifler's a good shout. It's going to be close between them two.
It, I don't know what to say. It's just tough. It's just absolutely tough. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish any of the guys would get it because they've been magnificent. They are good guys to drive as well, and But it's going to be a long shot. I mean, don't get me wrong. You got Game of the Best, who's on form.
He's only done two. He's only done two races, and he's got 22 points.
Yeah.
He got a second in Brazil and a first in China. So every time he's raced,
I mean, based on looking at it now, I think it'll be Stifler. But the ones to watch out for, I think, is Gamer, because on his day he can be very good, and on his day
he can.
He's just tough to beat. But saying that though, you got Tumas, who's this Sauber, like in the same Sauber car. So it'll be interesting to see how these two can capitalise as well. I mean the guys there like Joel, Mystic Man, Mero. The guys there are improving left, right, and centre, and Jamie as well. Jamie, who's wasn't there this.
Sorry, the first three, yeah.
I mean,
for the first three races, he weren't there, so it's Italy and Britain.
Yeah.
You've got 2/4, and he didn't start China. So if he keeps that form, he is 31 points behind. But if he can finish in front of the top lot, he's a good challenger.
Yeah, I mean, all of us would get like wins and stuff, but it's just very tough at the minute because the guys at the top have been fantastic throughout the first half of the season.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how the second half plans out. So at the minute, Nicky's only just in front with 3 points.
Yeah.
Stifler.
2 wins.
Yeah.
He's had 2 wins though.
Yeah. I still think I said Nicky Stifler, but Gamer's the one to watch as an outsider, I think.
A 50-1 outsider to win it.
No. I'll shorten the odds because I think. I would seriously shorten the odds because I think Gamer would, on his day, can be a very good driver. He's a very good driver.
Yeah. I mean, if Gamer wins all the last 6 races and Nicky comes second or third, the lowest 4th, I think he'll take it. Same as Stifler. They come just behind him. It's 12 points and he's 23 points ahead.
No.
So if Gamer does finish him, Nicky's got to finish.
Nicky has to finish.
Third.
Nicky, Chills, Stifler, either have to finish in the podiums.
Yeah.
At least.
They have to finish the podium. Yeah.
I know 4 can't go into 3, can they, and stuff.
Yeah,
so
no, can't they?
So, but yeah, it's an honour to see the guys battling out. But yeah, I'm hoping the second half will be fantastic for everyone, and obviously myself, Craig, Mike, iMakers. Hopefully, we'll get some decent points coming up in the second half because we've had a struggling first half of the season. To be fair, hopefully we'll kick off. Hopefully we'll kick off from Canada onwards. That's our aim.
Oh yes, yeah.
So that's the No Assist League, guys, and that's the No Assist League. I will come back to it at some point, but probably not in this stream. So, Performance League, Spud. Performance League.
Yes,
now,
performance.
I'm going to say this to you on the spot. That year, and you'll know that year.
Yes.
You should have won. You should have won the title, and I think that was. I can't remember if it was season 1.
3.
Season 3 on 2016.
Yeah.
You should have won that.
Yeah, because it was. Oh, who won the first one? I can't remember who won the first ever performance. I know I raced him in the last Brazil, and I went toe to toe with him.
Yeah.
But he'd already won the title by then. I can't think who it was now. But no, it's it was,
Yeah.
that year was just. I just needed to finish with 4 points, and I'd have got it.
Yeah.
But pit stop ruined me. Instead of them putting a set of Inters on, they put a set of softs on.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I got lapped, which cost me. But that's all in the past.
Yeah.
It was a good season for me, that was. I did do really well. But all it takes is one race to mess it all up.
That was the season where I thought, that's the real Spud. That's the one where I was waiting for something like a bang to happen. You know what I mean? Like an explosion to happen. Because, don't get me wrong, I know you probably hate me saying this, but you were struggling at the start of your online career, shall we say?
Yes,
and
I was, yes.
You couldn't get like top 3. If you did get top 3, you would have had a lucky race, shall we say, or like in
very lucky.
Yeah.
Only 3 finish.
Yeah. No, I mean, don't get me wrong, Spud. I mean, there are times where you've had bad luck, and then there are times where people had their mistakes and you pounced on that opportunity. Don't get me wrong, you did get midfield. You did get mid points and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was good, good boosts. But the time where you've won your first ever race, all the crew, like the admins, everyone else, were absolutely delighted for you, Spud, because at the time when you won your first ever race, because everyone knew that you was absolutely wanted to win that race. I can't remember which one it was now, but I remember.
I was just about to ask you that. Can you name the track I won up?
I
wonder if anybody that's watching can name my track that I won my first ever race.
Yeah.
Let's see if anybody can. See if anybody knows.
I think it was Bahrain. I think it was Bahrain.
No,
might be wrong.
It wasn't. No, I have won in Bahrain.
But that wasn't your first.
Not my first. No. It was in the 3rd season.
It was in the 3rd season where you should have won.
It was in the 3rd season where I should have won the title, and that's when I was.
Was that Monza?
No.
Monza?
No, it wasn't. No.
Australia?
I think Mike should know because he was teammates with the person that won the title. That's who I was racing.
Oh, okay.
If Mike is still watching.
Yeah, he said it was the last race was Japan. He said he took pole by almost 1 second, and then beeped up the rainy race.
Yeah, that was China. No, it was the last race was Japan.
Yes,
not China.
Japan. Yeah. USA? Was it USA?
I'll give you a. No, started with an S.
Singapore.
I'll give you a big clue. They got knocked out the World Cup today.
Oh,
Russia.
Oh,
Russia beat them.
Yes. Is it Japan? How do you say it?
Spain.
Yeah, Spain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is when we had the virtual safety car out. Someone had an accident and it slowed everyone down, and I was just coming to the pits, and I got out in front with the quickest tyres and just pulled a massive gap to the second place player.
Yeah.
I think Mike had a little incident with his teammate at the first corner.
Oh, okay.
Which made him slide a little bit, but he came back at the end.
Oh,
I think he still ended up finishing 3rd.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Spain was the first ever race I won.
Oh, I bet.
But I've won 2 others since then, though.
Yeah, it's like waiting for a bus. You're waiting for it that long, and then all of a sudden 3 comes in one go, and you're like, where have you?
Won a season.
Yeah. Well, Well, yeah, pretty much.
That's all it's been really. The first season, obviously Spain. I think it was the fourth one. I won Bahrain, and then obviously this season Mexico.
Yeah.
Which got me off to a flyer. Then I've just had rotten luck for the next 4 races.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
Oh no, tell a lie, do apologise. I did win in Brazil.
You did win in Brazil?
Against MJ Coupe.
Oh,
he was
okay.
catching me. Yeah,
Oh,
that was
okay.
that one. Says whether, I think it was you and Craig that were commentating on it, and says, can I hold on with 3 laps to go on them tyres? And I heard Craig after watching the stream back saying, I think he can hold on, and he just needs a good exit out this last corner, and that's it. It's just, and I think it was either you or Craig that says, I think if he gets a good exit out the last corner, Coop will never catch him, because Spud always leaves fuel for the last two or so laps, so no one can catch him, or he can catch people up.
Yeah, you always do that.
I always do. It's just one of my things that I do. I'll just save fuel to the end of the race, and then just, when they think they're safe, put in rich fuel and just catch them up and then make them panic. But for some reason I can't do it no more.
But don't get me wrong, that's your habit. Everyone's got their own trait, so to say.
That's my trade secret.
And now it's gone. It's not a secret now, Spud.
It's not a secret no more. No. I'll do it in the middle of the race now, though.
Fair enough. Just had some comments from Mike and Fascani. Mike says he lost the victory at Spain, I believe it was, or wherever it was, because of one person spun him at the start. He had to do the one stop. Fascani says, I think that Spain race that you won, Spud, that was his debut, I think. This is if he's not wrong.
Yes, I think it was actually.
And then Mike was saying, I was fighting like crazy. It was a miracle to finish on the podium.
Yes.
Yeah, I remembered. Yeah.
I must say a big thank you to Mike. Even though it was his teammate, he did hold him up quite a bit. Even though he was on the medium tyres, he did hold him up for quite a few, for at least a couple of laps. And that's when I pulled the gap. And then when he got round me, I thought, I've got enough time in case he catches me.
Yeah.
And that was
fair enough.
Good.
I'll tell you what, before we do the Performance League, guys, I know you're eager to find out what's happened. Who was your main rival in Performance League? Because you've been there since the start, Spud.
Yes, I have, yes.
Who was, and I'll tell you this now, who's been your your rival? Not saying worst enemy, that's harsh, but you know what I mean, just like your rival in the track. Well, good mates off it, but when you're on the track, who's been your rival ever since?
There's been a few. There has been a few. I think Mike has been one of my rivals, especially in the season I don't want to mention because I was fighting with him. I think, I'm trying to remember, I think this season there is a couple. Obviously there's Nick, that's one of the rivals, because obviously he's leading the Performance League as well.
Yeah.
And there's a few good races out there, and it's there's a few.
There's a few.
There's a few challenges, to be fair, that are stopping me winning my title. My first, it's if I can get back on form.
Yeah.
It's the same as like China. I know this is in a different league. It's in F3 league. I got pole in China. How? I don't know. Because even they were asking me, how did you manage to get that time? I went, I don't know. I just hooked the lap up. I was like 4 tenths quicker than everyone else, or 3 tenths or something like that. And I was like, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
But in the Performance League, I couldn't. I don't know why, but I just couldn't hook a lap up.
It just depends on the car as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, obviously, when I'm in the F3, I am in the Merc,
Yeah.
which is a lot easier to drive than, for instance, the Williams or the Sauber.
Yeah.
The Force India is better, but
Yeah.
I've got some good points with the Force India in China. I got fourth, so I was happy with that.
Fair dues. Just got some more comments before we do the Performance League. Mike says Spud and I helping each other regardless if we are teammates. Lol. I know that for a fact on that one.
Yes, he did help me out a few times. Yes.
And then Pascani says it was a cracking pole, and it was a cracking pole in the F3, which I'm going to mention later on. Pascani, so I don't want to say too much, but yeah, Performance League. So in the Performance League, right, I remember this because I was shouting like a madman on screen because I wanted Nitrogash, who was struggling this season. He had pole, if I remembered it right, and I was shouting like a madman on on the stream because I was expecting. I thought this is a great opportunity for him to get some points, and then he had a DNF. Yeah. But by then, SJD, who's hopefully with us in the stream tonight, he had pole. He had the win, another win on his belt. So the record of different winners is gone. Damn you, SJD! Yeah. Damn you!
No, because I think was it last season Delange won it. There was 11 different winners.
But it was
Delange
did
end. Win 2.
Yeah,
Delange did win 2.
Yeah, but it was.
We've had.
But it was right at the end.
We've had 5 different winners so far. But SJD is, he's won his second one. But I'm going to try my damned hardest to stop. Yeah. Anyone else getting a win that hasn't won one.
Yeah.
I don't want Nick McGluppy, sorry lads. Or to be fair, I'd rather Jake get a win because not being biased, but yeah, he is my teammate. He helped me out in Mexico.
Yeah.
I helped him out in Britain. He let me pass because I was on the quicker tyre. Couldn't catch. Well, I caught the 2 guys that were in front of me, but could not get around them. So the last lap, he was catching me. I just let him through and let him get their position in front of me because he let me through. That's what teammates do.
Yeah. SJD 1988 says, sorry Mark, it's alright SJD, but I'll let you off this time.
Slow down.
Yeah. Spud says slow down. That's everyone shouting tactic on that one. But no, I mean, we had about 10 different winners last season, then Delange won it on the 11th race, hence why it was stopped at 10th. But obviously, I knew someone would do it, like winning 2 races in the season, and SJD did it. So, but fair play to him. It was a cracking race he did.
He just went away. He was just gone. He just disappeared.
Yeah, he just like you see a DeLorean going past, and he just shot off to another. To go back, just go forward into the future and to win the race.
Yeah,
it's just absolutely epic.
Forward 45 minutes. Well, I've won. See you later, lads.
Yeah, yeah. That was
a good battle. That was a good.
Yeah. He did a cracking race, SJD, and a fair play to him. MJ Cooper, Nick, 2 teammates battling out in 2nd and 3rd respectively. And then you got who else? You, Spud. You was 4th.
Yes, I was 4th. Yes, I was 4th.
You had a struggling. From what I don't know if it was a struggling race.
I did struggle in China. In both performance and F3. I struggled because what I didn't realise is I was catching Nick and recoup towards the end of the race or keep in the same distance because I changed my brake bias. Instead of it being 58, I changed it to 56, which made me go around the corners a little bit quicker.
Oh, okay.
That's what I didn't change it till the last minute because of the weight of the car.
Yeah.
And if I put it too far back, the back end would start sliding, but I forgot to change it halfway through the race. That's why it's the same as F3. That's why I was struggling.
Fair enough.
As I heard you say on the stream, it looks like Spud's struggling on the tyres. I was, because the brakes.
Yeah.
I was just fighting to keep people behind me.
I mean, we commentators don't know what's happening other than what we've seen is whether you've had a struggle in the car or you just taking it easy and trying to avoid the tyre situation and stuff. We don't know that until we see it dead on the track and stuff. But I mean, like I said, getting fourth after you struggled the last 4 races before then, that's still good boost to try and catch up to the guys at the top. Who else? 5th was Giuseppe. 6th was Waving Tail, the Flying Scotsman.
Yes, who I did have a good battle with Wave.
Yeah,
I did have a fantastic battle with Wave.
That was a cracking battle, to be fair. But he did well. For Fasconi got 7th.
Yes.
The new guy Tom 444 got 8th. Meglumpy got 9th. And Notorious is in 10th. I knew you was going to do that, Spud. That's
well, you always timing. Do it, so.
Yeah. I think Notorious will be happy. I need to put the music back on for him. He probably liked
Notorious B.I.G. Notorious L.I.B. Notorious B.I.G.
B.I.G. No, he's not that.
To be fair, he's a good racer.
Yeah. I think he has been struggling.
On his day.
To be fair, the last
days. Like saying the Performance League, it's down to the car, and I think he has struggled the same as me. It depends on what car you get. I mean, Brazil, Singapore, and Italy. I had the Williams. It's a nice car to drive. It's got the Mercedes power engine in it, so you get some great straight line speed. But it's so hard to set up. You need at least 3 days, 3 separate days to set the car up. At least 3 hours worth of trying to set it up. If you don't, well, that's just me. I can't set the car up. There's only a couple of tracks I can absolutely nail the Williams.
Yeah.
But it's just one of them cars that you either get it oversteering or understeering. It won't do the same all the way around the track. It's just
you need to find a good balance.
It's like driving a boat.
Yeah.
Well, it was in Japan.
Fair enough. Fair enough. There was a few DNFs in the race, as you know, Spud. Shayu, after his podium finish at Britain, he DNF on at China, and Nitro, which he'll be kicking himself because that was his perfect opportunity to get some points. But I really did feel sorry for him because I was shouting like a madman because I wanted him to do well, and he got the pole, and I thought, this is it. He'll get 12 points. He'll get a good start, at least a big start to try and get that massive points off, because he's the only one who's bottom at the minute, and he doesn't want to be there at the race itself. But before we do the standings,
he was in the Ferrari as well, and when he got pole, I thought, as soon as I saw the allocations and I saw him in the Ferrari, I thought, he's got this in the bag. No ifs, no buts.
Yeah.
But as the race started, I think he just outbroke himself a little bit.
Yeah.
And obviously, it just sent him wide on the grass, and he got grass all over his tyres, and he just struggled to get back on the track and get the tyres clean again, which dropped him further back, and then obviously when you're in the middle of the pack, everyone's jostling for positions and 2 wide, 3 in a bed. You know, around the first few corners, it just gets a little bit messy if no one gives you any room. But if everyone gives you room, if you're in the middle, it's game over, because it's just 3 into 1 corner. Just don't go.
No, but that's the excitement, because if we ever see that ever happen, 3 cars perfectly go around 1 corner,
that'll be.
I'll retire. I will retire.
I think we'll have to make that for the next race. The top 3 drivers just go round the corner.
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. Before we do the standings, Spud, SJD said it was a lonely race. To be fair, at China, that's fair enough. Because you did well, and then SJD said, I really struggled with the Williams in Britain too, Spud. Thought I had a good setup, and then it just wouldn't turn in the race.
That's what it does. It's exactly what it does. You can set it up in TT, your Grand Prix mode. You can put half a tank worth of juice in, so you can do like 50 laps. It'll go around perfect. No oversteer, no understeer, no nothing. You'll be setting quick laps, quick lap. As soon as you try it online, the setup just goes out the window. Even though you're using the same one, it just does not drive the same for some known reason. I think it's the only car that I have driven that doesn't drive the same in TT or Grand Prix mode as online. You do have to change a couple of things to do it, but to do that you'd have to join a random lobby just to do it in the Williams.
True.
But the chance of that and getting round in a clean race on a random lobby is impossible when you've got everyone just thinking, you know what, sod it, whack. You get some good clean drivers out there, but you'll join one that people just dive bomb you, and you've got no chance there.
No, but it just depends on. It's more of racecraft and more race etiquette. Is it etiquette or
etiquette? Yes.
Yeah, that's
race etiquette. Yeah.
It's just you have to get it spot on and stuff, and if you don't, then obviously at the Invictus we always do the check-ins anyway before we give them the go-ahead to join the leagues, because we don't want someone joining the league where someone's going to dive bomb. You know what I mean?
Oh no, we don't want no bonsai moves.
No.
We don't like bonsai moves.
No.
Clean wheel to wheel.
That's all we ask. Right.
We do get the odd bonsai moves, but it's a safe bonsai move. It's clean.
Yeah.
They know they're there, so it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
So we're doing the standings now. Nick LJ Thompson is in the lead in first with 38 points. The Bookster, after a fantastic points, with the points, the Bookster was second with 32 points. Meg Lugby is in third with 29 points. Again, another driver who I keep saying each week, that week in, week out, he's improving left, right and centre. SJD 1988, two wins in his 6 races in the Forwards League. He's in fourth with 26 points. Jake Warrior, who he'll curse at me every time because I said at the very start of the season that he, I don't think he would have done well this season, but hence why he had that. But now he's getting there, and he's got 5th at the minute with 24 points, so 14 points off top. Not bad considering
still possible.
Still possible. Use of Spud on the same points as Jake with 24 points.
Well, we are teammates. We're trying to keep the points the same.
Fair enough. Consistency and effective.
Points.
Yeah, and effective. That's what we need. So, MJ Coop, who had a magnificent second place, in 7th with 23 points. Tedra, aka Tom, is in 8th with 20 points. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. Waving Tail, the Flying Scotsman, is in 9th with 20 points. Betrayer, Betrayer Rossi, 46, I'll call him now, 10th in 17 points. I believe he has not going to carry on with the Performance League, so he is in 10th. Notorious LLP is in 11th with 16 points. Vasconi is in 12th with 13 points. Giuseppe's in 13th with 13 points. Both unlucky 13s. I'm sorry, guys, but we need to get that 13th off. Giuseppe, Naz. Mr. Stim is in 14th with 12 points. Saab, after his magnificent win in Great Britain, he wasn't there at China, but he's in 15th with 12 points. Ross is in 16th. Yeah, he's had, to be fair, him and Mike as well, and as well as Nitro Gas, sorry. Those three, who I believe should have had more points than I would have seen. To be fair, but it's just a matter of time, isn't it, and stuff. So
there's still plenty of time.
Yeah, it's only first half done. Second half will be kicking off in 2 weeks' time anyway for the guys. Ross is in 16th with 10 points. Shayu is in 17th with 8 points. Mike is in 18th with 8 points. Tom, the new guy, is in 19th with 3 points on his debut race, and Nigel Gash is in 20th and in last place with 0 points. That's why I'm saying hopefully he will try and get some decent points, because like I said, Nitro, Mike and Sab have had rotten luck, and I'm hoping those luck will change in the second half of the season, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
But this time I'm going to talk to you about the constructors. So at the minute, MJT Racing's in first with 61 points. Boogie Wonderland. That was crap singing. I do apologise on that one.
They're in second with 58.
Yeah, second with 58 points. Spud Warriors in third with 48 points. Zonal Tech F1 is in fourth with 39 points. The Late Breakers is in fifth with 36 points. Waving Fask F1 is in sixth with 33 points. Old Wonder Kids is in seventh with 29 points. The Grim Reapers in eighth with 21 points, and Nitro Sub Performers is in ninth with 12 points. Now I'm going to talk to you about the Chinese Grand Prix again, and mention about the driver of the day at the time. Well, I said Nigel Gash got pole, but SJD had driver of the day and he completely floored it. 100% SJD won the driver of the day at China.
Well deserved. Deserved.
But yeah, it was just a magnificent performance. I know Mike's just coming to say I missed 3 races. I know you missed 3 races, Mike, but it kind of feels like you had 2-3 points, and I know you missed 3 races, but it feels like, you know what I mean. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I know you've got some points, but it should have been a lot more points, if you know what I mean, from those first 3. Never mind the last 3 you missed. You know what I mean? It's just different. It's different, isn't it? Because that's what it is. SJD said thanks, guys. No worries, SJD. Yeah, just give us some, just give us some drinks after. But yeah,
I gave myself rubbish cars. I'm sure. Well, that's your own fault. You are the admins.
Nah, to be fair, Mike and Fasconi have done a fantastic job in Performance League.
Yes.
And it's not only the admin side, but it's also picking the correct cars. It's a tough job. It's an absolute tough job. I did it before. I had to do it by myself. I had to make sure everyone's all in like 2 cars, but no, and I had to get myself a rubbish car to make sure everyone is all equal. That's how we want to try and make it as fair as possible. There are times where someone could have a faster car than another guy who could be equal. But there are times where the guys, it's just different and stuff. So it's just, it's just different and stuff because hopefully the guys will be, it's just tough. It's a tough job. It's a tough job to make sure everyone's consistent and try and get some decent cars at the same time. There are times where, well, I can't do anything about it. You've been given that and stuff, but that's just the nature of it. You, Spud, may be having a car that could have Renault one day, but you might go back to your actual, what I call it, like actual group of cars that that you're equal pace with everyone else, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But there are times where a slower driver could have still be on the faster car. I mean, like a faster driver in a slower car could have a bit of an upgrade of the car soon. So it try and balance it out because at least everyone, at least give it opportunities for everyone, but try and make it as exciting, edge of your seat moments, and that's what me and Craig do on the commentary box. We shout out for fun during the yeah,
it's right there. It is an impossible job. They do a fantastic job.
Yeah. What Spud has just said, it was from SJD's comment saying it's an impossible job, but look at the
It's always
close racing. So Mike and Vasconi are doing something right, and me and as well as all the admins agree that they're doing a cracking job and try and make it as equal as possible. But it's the guys that can capitalise on their performance to make it on the day. If you've been given a quicker car, you've got to take that advantage. If you mess that up, your chance is gone. That's what.
Yeah, it is.
That's the. It's not the same as the no assist. I had a Williams. I had like a Ferrari or a Red Bull car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just, you know what I mean? It's just how it is at the end of the day as well. But to be fair, it is a tough job, and I mean, I did it before, and then again, it was a tough job, but the go. So.
I've just been nice, so I get a fast car.
I like your tactic, SJD.
It's a good tactic, that is, but if you win a race, you go down a couple.
Yeah. Fair play. But as I'll just repeat, guys, if you are listening to the podcast, I am doing it through Twitch via the live stream and stuff. But if you are listening to it from the iTunes and from Spotify, it is a pre-recorded stuff. So please bear that in mind if you want to add more questions and more queries. But again, the Performance League, it's the one league that I always feel as though you are watching an action film, you are watching the edge of your seat, you are watching some of the brilliant driving that I've ever seen throughout our career, and me and Craig are having heart attack moments each race as it comes on that one. So fair play to that.
That's it. It's even better racing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's fair play. It's fair play. I mean,
it is good racing.
Yeah.
Even if you are at the back, it's still good racing. Because you're still fighting for points.
Yeah, still.
It's...
Right. We've talked about the Performance League. We're going to talk about the Equal Leagues now. I don't know what's happened with I don't know if Mike's put this or someone's put this in the wrong column. I know one of the races in the F1 Equal Leagues was abandoned. And I believe
China.
It was China that was back.
No. Yeah, it was
Britain.
Sorry. It was
Britain.
No, they didn't do Singapore.
Oh, okay.
It was
Sorry.
Singapore
I
that
thought-
1 and
Yeah.
2 didn't do.
No, it was. I'm sure it was one of the races before Singapore, or I don't know if it was just after. I think it was Grand Prix, Great Britain. I think it was that failed.
Oh yes, I see
So
what
sorry.
he's done, Malk. He's moved Britain before China and
Oh, okay.
once he's just moved it back one.
Yeah.
I just don't think. Well, I don't know who does the F1 Equal League, but it's China.
Results in
Finishes
Britain.
results haven't been put down yet, so I think come like Wednesday they'll be doing Singapore,
Yeah.
and then the week after it'll be Canada.
Yeah.
I
So
think he's just swapped them round. So
yeah. Oh, my bad. I know one of the races they abandoned it, so we'll just have to wait and see what's. I think the race results are for. Well, I'll mention the race standings and stuff, but if it's wrong, I'll mention it next week in the podcast. But again, the Game of the Best won it in China, I believe. Oh, great! This is the last standings. Great, Gamer won. So Gamer won.
Game of
it-
the one Britain.
So Gamer won it. Then VSR Charles got second. Then James Braden 99 got on his debut got third. That's fair play to him.
Fantastic.
Chulakuki after his DNF on his previous race, he got fourth. Sam Bam, thank you, ma'am, Kid, on fifth place. VSR Brady got sixth. Nicky got seventh. Jajo got.
He's another quick driver. Sorry, Malky. He's another quick driver.
Who's that? Sorry.
Nicky's
Yes.
another good driver. He's consistent with his pace.
He's consistent in the no assists, but he's not. He's consistent in the points, but not higher points as what he's expecting, because
Yes,
the guys.
As I've just looked, I thought he would get at least the lowest fifth. But looking at it now, yeah, he's. But,
Yeah. Yeah, could be. You got Jajo, who had 8th. Then Mornon got 9th, and Giuseppe.
Oh, Giuseppe. in
We
F1.
got a different
He has a
Giuseppe,
great
not the
It's a
Giuseppe
different
04. Yeah. Just to reiterate it a little bit, it's not Giuseppe 04, it's Giuseppe on his debut again, got 10th. We had, I believe, we had one DNF, and that was Mystic Man. So Mystic Man had a DNF. But as the standings, I'm just going to do it quickly with the F1 League. So the standings as it shows, VSR Charles has got first with 37 points. Sam Bam Kid got second with 32 points. VSR Brady's in third with 31 points. So that's quite a tough top three at the minute. Game with the best. He's on a form at the minute. He has one DNS, then he wins. He's got another DNS, and then he wins. Hopefully, he doesn't get another DNS on that run.
Yeah.
But he's got fourth with 24 points, so not far off from VSR Charles. Fifth is Tom AJ91 with 13 points. Then Lipensky is in sixth with 13 points. Chulakuki is in seventh with 13 points. Again, I need to say, unlucky 13 points. Nicky's in 8th with 12 points. Tibby is in 9th with 11 points. Apollo's in 10th with 10 points. I lost my voice there. Shout out Tibby.
I was just about to take over then.
Chacho is in 11th with 10 points. James Braden's in 12th with 8 points. Moron's in 13th with 7 points.
Moron. It's what? Moron.
Moron.
You'll have me for that, Malk.
I didn't mean to say moron. Sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Moron. I did say it, but you pronounce it wrong. So,
yeah, he does.
Mornon is in 13th with 7 points. Jordi BLD is in 14th with 6 points. Giuseppe and Clarenbeek have got on 15th and 16th respectively with 1 point. And the rest of the guys, Illusions, OMG, Mystic Man, Shayu, Plexits, Ollie Florel, Mr. X, Clears Pierre, H Racing Green, Foxy Red and Yaham. They've all got 0 points as it stands. So I believe the constructors, yes,
the constructors, yes.
So Williams got first with 68 points. Mercedes got second with 42 points. Ferrari's got third with 24 points. Haas is in fourth with 20 points. Sauber's in fifth with 18. Renault's in sixth with 17. Red Bull's in seventh with 13. Toro Rosso's in eighth with 13. Force India's in ninth with 12 points. And McLaren's in 10th, bottom with 2 points. So that is what you guys is the F1 League. And again, as you rightly said earlier, Spud, they will have to replay the Singapore race, because we was meant to race on one of the days. I can't remember, I think it was week 3 or week 4, but unfortunately, due to PSN having issues with the game, or PSN issues at the time, sorry, both F1 and F2 have to do their Singapores during the mid-season break, I believe, unless the guys have been told differently. But last time I heard, they were going to do the race during the mid-season break. So
that's what I heard as well.
So that will be this coming week anyway. So it'll be week commencing I think it's the 4th. Yeah, the 4th of July will be the ones to race in Singapore, and that will be up to date with everyone. So for F2 then, M. Doran got first. He's on form at the minute. F2.
3 on the bounce.
Yeah, 3 on the bounce. Fair play to him. Meg Lugpy's in second. Got second with 10 points. Nick L.J. Thompson got third. Craig got fourth. Core Tactics got fifth. Tony Y got sixth. Joke the F1 got seventh. And Hulkenberger got 8th, and SJD, I believe, got the only DNF, and that's the other race results.
Yes.
So M. Doran is in fourth. Is in first with 46 points. Meg Lugpy is in second with 42 points. At this rate, I think them two will have a good ding-dong battle for the title, I think.
Yeah, there's a big gap.
Yeah, Jamie's in third after a massive start. He's got 24 points. Nick L.J. Thompson got fourth with 24 points. Craig's in fifth with 21 points. Core Tactics is in sixth with 21 points. Hubberstone's in seventh with 20 points. Tony Wise in eighth. Hubberstone's in 7th with 20 points. Tony Wise in 8th with 19 points. Hulkenberger's in 9th with 14 points. Flying Froome's in 10th with 12 points. Schofield is in 11th with 12 points. Delange is in 12th with 11 points. Ollie's in 13th with 8 points. Joke, the F1's in 14th with 4 points. X-Rossi is in 15th with 4 points. Mike's in 16th with 3 points, but at the time, he has moved to F3. So, yes. Same with Giuseppe. Yeah. Borcata is in 17th with 2 points. SJD is in 18th, and he had a DNF. So that's the race standings. I'll check the driver of the day. M. Doran got pole and he won driver of the day. So fair play to him for the race. I'm going to do the constructors now. So Renault's in first with 50 points. Sauber's in second with 48 points. McLaren's in third with 46 points. That's a good cracking constructors battle there. That's what we need. Yeah, Haas is in fourth with 40 points. Red Bull's in fifth with 32. Mercedes is in sixth with 27. Williams is in seventh with 20 points. Forcing is in 8th with 12 points, and Torosa is 9th with 8 points. And that is F2. Again, they will have to do the race at Singapore during this week in the for the Singapore, so everyone at least they're on track at the point. So we've just done an hour and a half of the stream, or an hour and a half of the time, so I do apologise, guys. Thank you for keeping going. We will do F3 and then we do the final call of last few questions to Spud. Or if you've got any questions, save them till I say for Spud, and then we'll try and kick off before we finish in about half an hour's time. So again, Spud, you've raced in F2, not with the current group that they're in now. Well, actually, you did race with a few drivers from F2 last season.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Would you ever cope with F2 at the minute, or would you struggle at the minute?
I think I would struggle.
You would struggle.
I probably would struggle, but you know, it's if I can get the form like I did in China, getting pole with the time that I got. The guys did say that if I was in F2, I'd have got 4th. Which
that would have been cracker.
No, it was just not a bad time, to be fair, coming 4th in the league that's higher.
Yeah.
But I think I would struggle. I'd probably be mid-table if I did go to F2.
Fair enough. Don't get me wrong, one day you will battle it out for F3 and then you will move up to F2. It just depends on how you get stuff as well. So, but yeah, F2, it looks like it's going to be a cracker for the top two at least, for Emdoran and Meg Lumpy. So hopefully we'll get some more battles going on. Hopefully we'll get some more next week in Singapore. Well, this week coming in Singapore. So that's, guys, is the F2 league. Now, your league, Spud. F3. Now, before I mention the standings and the questions, obviously, what's your time been in F3 so far? I mean, at the minute you're in 5th. So, do you think you've had a good start, or do you think you should have done a little bit better?
I think I should have done a bit better, especially, I mean, I didn't finish in Brazil. It's the only race I didn't finish. Otherwise, I've been
a bit higher.
Like, okay. But Britain, I thought I'd have done a lot better. But I think I had a bit of an incident at the start, which just broke the wing slightly, which put me down.
Yeah.
A little bit. Plus, I made a couple of mistakes, which was my own fault. I broke myself and had to take to the grass. It's lost me a lot of places, and it was just a matter of fighting way too hard to get back and having to make an extra pit stop, which did cost me a lot of points.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have had a few more points than what I did have.
Yeah.
I would have been closer to the top 3.
Oh, okay.
It's there's still 6 races to go. There's still plenty of time. I've still got my favourite one coming up. Oh, my favourite 2 actually.
You're not going to say
Bahrain and USA.
Okay, now you've said it. You should.
Yeah, they're my favourite 2.
Fair enough.
China, it's the Wall of Champions. That's the only.
Canada.
And Canada, yeah, sorry. Yeah, Canada, and it's a good track to go around. You can absolutely nail the laps, but there's so many places where you could just accidentally cut the corner slightly, and you can get warnings.
Yeah.
But if you can keep a clean race and you can keep with everyone else, you know, you can get some decent points, which is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, hopefully you will capitalise on that, Canada. But before we carry on, obviously, we'll talk about the China race, and then again, how my view, and then seeing how everyone else's does. MJ Coupe won it again in China. He's 2 on the bounce at the minute, winning him.
Yes.
And what's good about it is, I know I curse him a few times with penalties galore. It's like penalty fanatic, penal fanatic. penalty fanatic.
Yes.
There we go. I was trying to get a good word, but it didn't work out on that one. But
Yeah.
he has stopped it twice, and he has produced it well. That's what stopped him from getting some decent points throughout the rest of the races.
The seasons, yeah.
Yeah, because don't get me wrong, MJ Coupe is a one where he's getting good in qualifying, but he wasn't good at the race because the penalties were stopping him. Now he's nailed Britain and China, and he didn't want the break to happen because he was on top form at the minute.
Yeah, he was on. Yeah.
So that'll be a good majority boost to try and at least catch up to the top 3 at the minute. But MJ Coupe won it in China. Then Betrayer got second again, so he's on form for second positions. Waving Tail, the Flying Scotsman, got third. Never Miss. Now, before I carry on, I just want to say a big massive thank you to Never Miss. I did mention it on the stream on F3 last week, or this week gone, sorry. But unfortunately, he has to drop out of the F3 league due to personal reasons, obviously. But hopefully, he will be back for the 2018 game, which he has said anyway. But I wish him all the very best in the next few months or so. But he has struggled. It was a nice way of. It would have been nice to see him in the podiums, but I think fourth was a good shout, and that was his best ever position this season.
It was. Yeah.
But yeah, Aaron J. Spence got 5th. Then it was Pablo is in 6th. Then Spud got 7th.
Yes, from pole, get 7th.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I just really struggled. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think I just tried too hard to keep up with the top players and just wrecking my tyres. Tried too hard to keep with them.
Yeah, fair enough. But who else? Oh yeah, Captain Stiff. I know I said in the stream that he shot up to first. I didn't realise that he didn't add a pit at the time. So
he hadn't pitted, did he?
So I was thinking, he must have pitted, because I was looking at the battles at the back because that was the only closest ones, and all of a sudden I saw Captain Stiff getting top. I thought, this is a great opportunity for him, and then MG Coupe just flew past him.
Down that long straight.
Yeah. Notorious has got 9th. Nitric Ash, after 2 DNFs, he got the last point in China with 10th place. We did have quite a few DNFs. We had Gazaman, Fasconi.
Yeah, Fasconi did a Hamilton.
Yeah. I don't think he didn't want us to say that, but he did do a Hamilton.
Sorry, but he did a Hamilton.
Yeah. But there's quite a few did not start. But yeah, as the standings, as you can see, before I say it, actually, the driver of the day for China, before I load it up. So you got yourself pole. Waving Tail. Waving Tail got driver of the day, the Flying Scotsman.
Well done.
He floored it by getting 100%, so fair play to him on that one.
Wave.
So it was a good opportunity for everyone to get some decent points. But looking at the standings at the minute, Betrayer's in the lead with 59 points. Aaron J. Spence is in second with 41 points. Waving Tail, the Flying Scotsman, is in third with 41 points. Now, I think Aaron J. Spence, if he didn't make that mistake
Britain,
in Britain, he would have been closer to, at least a little bit closer to Betrayer. So now Aaron J. Spence will. I know Betrayer will be missing the last race, but Aaron J. Spence will need to have Betrayer to do another DNF or lower the points, and for him to win. Yeah. Waventel got third with 41 points, so them two were having a ding-dong battle for second place. MJ Coupe is in fourth after these double wins, got 28 points. Fair play to him. Sir Spud, Sir Knightley Hood of Sir Spud, is in fifth with 25 points. Gaza Man, not Pepsi Man, but Gaza Man, is in sixth with 22 points. Go on, say it. In seventh.
Victorious.
Can you do that again, please?
Victorious.
Oh, seventh. Oh, I'm crying with laughter. Fair play. Fair play. Seventh with 17 points. If you picked a different name, Notorious, then it would have been different. But fair play to Sisma. That was made my day. That has. No, go on. Do that one more time.
I'm not doing it again. Victorious.
Oh, fair play. F1 Richard is in 8th with 17 points. Tedroy, aka Tom, is in 9th with 17 points. Captain Stiff is in 10th with 16 points. BW Clyde, the second flying Scotsman, is in 11th with 15 points. Fascone, Nas, is in 12th with 11 points. Never Miss is in 13th with 10 points. Cobalt is in 14th with 8 points. Brennon's is in 15th with 7 points. Pablo on his debut. Oh no, sorry, not on his debut. Sorry, on his race at with 5 points. In China, he got 16th place. Colin J is in 17th with 4 points. Nigel Gas is in 18th with 4 points. O'Stephen is in 19th with 1 point. And Santuri, Kel, and Shamiki Mickey, they've all got 0 points with 20th, 21, and 22nd, respectively. So, looking at the constructors, Spud, I know you're in the Mercedes, so you're in 4th at the minute. So we're going for Ferrari. Is in 1st with 76. Haas is in 2nd with 51 points. Sauber's in 3rd with 39 points. Mercedes in 4th with 36. Renault's in 5th with 33. Toro Rosso's in 6th with 32. Forcing is in 7th with 28. Red Bull's in 8th with 22. Williams is in 9th with 17. And last but not least, McLaren's in 10th with 8 points. Now, looking at it, Spud, do you, as in constructors wise, I've talked to you about the drivers, but constructors wise, do you think that's a good position, or do you think you should have done a little bit more again?
I think we should be higher, but obviously, I think we should be able to overtake the Sauber.
Should overtake.
But I think Ferrari are gonna, they're gonna clinch the constructors because they've got 2 good drivers. Obviously, they've got Betrayer, Rossi, and Tom as 2 really quick drivers in the Ferrari. So it's they've definitely got the constructors, but the Haas are putting up a good fight for second.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job, to be fair.
Yeah,
and it's going to be close. I think. To me, I think it's going to be close. And at the minute, it's not looking like it in constructors wise or drivers wise, but hopefully we'll get some more action in F3, and hopefully we'll see that plans out throughout the rest of the season. I mean, I think it's going to be close. I know it looks like a massive gap for two drivers and 2 constructors, but I think it could be close depending on situations and stuff. So it could be.
Ferrari could be a lot further ahead. Tom, for the last 3 races, has got no points. DNF, a DNS, and no points. Where Betrayer is, he's first 3 races, he got a second, a first, and the last 2 he got 2 seconds. You know, he's on fire.
Yeah.
Same as Aaron. You know, he got 3 seconds, and you know, Wave's got 2 wins. So it's coming back. But I think if Coop can keep his form the way he is with minimum penalties, I think it's going to be close for them as well.
Right.
They're going to be getting some points.
Yeah, I think they could get some points, but it just depends on the day of the race and the day
And
if
the
they
weather.
can. Yeah, and when they can do it.
No weather.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this is a debate as well, and the guys will probably hear this as well. Fair enough, people say, oh, I've got a time of 1:10, 1:15 or something, you know, like in Canada. Oh, I've got a time of 1:10.
Yeah.
I could say I've just done it in 1 minute flat, but if you can do it on the race, on the day, then it doesn't
There's
matter.
been so many people saying it. Oh yeah, I've managed to do a 31 round here and this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, okay, you could do a 31 when it comes to qualifying. You're like, why haven't you done the 31s then? Why are you in the 32s? Oh, it's because it's online. Well, you know, you can't say that you get a 31 on TT or Grand Prix mode when you can't do it online. If you do it online, then you know, why aren't you proving it? I've said it to so many people before in the chats, saying the times and stuff. No, I was like, okay, you know, do it on the track, do it when you've got other people racing you online. See what time you can get online, and they can't get nowhere near it.
Unless someone was there and proves that you can nail that lap.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can see them recording it and them doing the lap, so they do get that time. But then when it comes to the race, they can't do it. You're like, well, why are you 8 tenths slower now than you was on TT? You know,
it's because of the pressure. It's the pressure.
It's the pressure of you trying to in TT. You know, you can just drive around. If you cut the corner, you can just do another lap. The tyre wear is non-existent. But you try and do it on a proper race day where you've got, as I say, the pressure of trying to nail your lap without corner cutting, or going around on your warm-up lap and you try and move out of somebody's way and you have to like move off the track slightly, and then it just turns around and gives you a warning, invalidates the lap, and you're like, oh, it's all the pressure, and you're thinking, right, I've got 1 lap, I need to do it on this 1 lap, and it's the pressure of doing it. I've done it myself, gone out, done a lap just to set a banker in, and then gone out on the quicker tyre, and I've messed it up.
Yeah,
it's just one of them. The pressure just gets to you, and you're thinking, oh damn, I've messed it up.
Yeah,
I've done it.
It just depends.
So many times.
It depends on. Fair enough. The weather could change it, but say if you do it on the dry, then prove your worth, and that's what I always say to the drivers: prove your worth.
Yes.
Prove you can do it on the day. Then I'll shut my mouth after. You know what I mean? It's just like,
if you can do that time online, then fair enough. Well, take my cap off to you, but not many people can do the time on TT and do it in the race.
No. But then sometimes I could just say to you, right, I've done a 1:09 around Canada. Like, yeah, get lost. You haven't done 1:09. Like, maybe. I've got to show you proof. Maybe photoshopped on that one.
Yeah.
But it could be like, it could be a tactic to say, look, I'm quicker. My tyres are fine. But it could be that their tyres are rubbish. Could be, you know what I mean? This is why I love the banter. This is why I love, like, this, what do you call it? The unthinkable. What could happen?
Yeah.
And stuff. So it's just good. And that's what I like. That's what I like to see. Because fair enough.
So obviously in TT the track's all rubbered in, ready, but when you're going out on the race, there's no wear on the track, so you can't go around as good as you normally can.
No. But
But,
if they can do it, so be it.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we've just done the leagues. We're gonna go say last few questions, guys. If you got any questions in the comments to say to me or Spud before we wrap up, do it as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spud, I mean, and I think a question I might like to ask actually is, when will your first ever proper driver's title ever come? When do you
Hopefully
think that
next year. Hopefully next year when, you know, I've got to really do some practicing and obviously the tracks make a good. Oh, I can't think of the word now.
Good
It's
battles?
got to be the
Good
track, but yeah, and the battles and everything to try and
be.
get a really good result
Oh, okay.
and win it. You know, it just takes that one run of good luck all the way through the
Yeah.
season that it's going to get it. But
Yeah. If as
it only
long
takes one race that messes it up, which could cost it.
yeah, as long as you get a good start, you'll be happy with it.
Yeah.
But I have to wait and see how it goes. But so you heard it, guys. Spud's gonna aim for his first ever driver's I'm saying it properly. His first proper driver's title in the F1 2018. You've heard that first.
I did my best.
So have to wait and see if he can
Yeah.
capitalise on it. But
Whether
overall,
it'll be in performance or whether it'll be in the F3 league, it's going to be one of them.
yeah. I've just had a question from SJD just now saying, not sure if you'll be able to answer this, but are there any upcoming changes planned for Aura going to the new game? And Spud, what? Oh, it's off. SJD, being honest, I don't know the new changes. Obviously, we will need to discuss it with the new admin, so hopefully, when we do know the new changes, we will let you know as soon as possible. So, at the minute, I'm being honest, I will have to get it sorted and stuff, but there will be, hopefully, from the 2018, new stuff coming in, and obviously we'll discuss that with the admin's side. So, I can't say any more than that. Unfortunately, I'm sorry about that, mate. But what was you going to ask with Spud's question, SJD? Pascal says wouldn't bet against it for Spud
What
too.
changes would you like to see, if any? To be fair, I don't know. What changes I'd like to see? Yeah, it's perfect as it is.
Do you mean?
There's just
Sorry,
changes in. I'm not sure what changes were. My best change would be to win the title. That's one of the biggest changes I'd like to see. Me win the title. But changes in the game wise, I'm not sure. I think if the safety car and the VSC comes out and everything else and everything works perfect, I think that will make the battles a lot better. Because at the minute, if someone goes off and anything the safety car normally comes out, if they can fix it, brilliant. Same as the virtual safety car, which when we did have it, I think it was 2 seasons ago when we could use it. That's what made me win my first race in Spain. That did make a big change to me. To winning that race, it's just perfect timing for me. It was.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I think that built up to your confidence as well, Spud, because you, as I said earlier in the stream, you had a bad start to your online career, which I was the same as well. I had a bad start, but it took me ages, and yours took ages to get your first ever win online and stuff.
Yeah, it did. It did
But,
take a few years and a few seasons.
But you probably think, oh, why? It should be easy. It's not. When you got good drivers, experienced drivers who've been there, done that,
Yes.
you can't do anything about it at the time, and it was a cracking time. Vasco says, "One bet against Spud winning title. He's well capable." I do agree, and this is not being biased or being friend and stuff, but so Spud, that I've seen him, he has been very unlucky with the titles. His winning title will come soon. When? I don't know. That's for Spud to decide when. I'm not saying now, Spud, so you can't answer that question on that one. To be honest,
I don't think it'll be this year. I'm too far behind, unless the top three have, I win the last lot of races, then I may have a chance. But at the minute, I'm too far behind. I think I'll have to start afresh next season to do what I can. But I'm going to try my hardest to even close the gap on the top lot.
Yeah.
Just try and close the gap on them to put them under pressure.
Fair dues.
Thanks.
I was going to say, if you've got any more questions, guys, I will be stopping the stream just before the 2-hour mark. We have been streaming for nearly 2 hours, but nearly.
Yes, 1 hour and 56 minutes.
To be precise. If you're listening, if you're listening from the Spotify and iTunes, it is a pre-recorded stuff, but I am trying to say what the comments are saying from the Twitch stream at the time of the live stream. So, I mean, Spud, like you said, your expectations to win your title next in your 2018 in F1 2018 game. What change? I know that he said what changes could happen, but if you had to decide in the game or league or whatever, what would you like to see in the future, in your personal opinion? As in, I know it's a tough one. Before we head off,
that is tough. That is. I don't know, actually. That is a really good question, but it's one of the questions that is virtually impossible to answer.
Fair enough.
For changes, I'm not sure. Yeah, it stumped me. I'm stuck for words.
That's the one I was expecting all night with a stumped question. That's it.
Stumped. I think people that are watching it on the other ones, like the other channels that you have mentioned, Mal, if they do put questions when they do watch it, you could always answer them next week or on the next one.
Yeah, before the stream goes and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but like if it was on Spotify or on iTunes, I can't answer because it just pre-records them for you anyway. So the questions answered are already on the live stream as of now. So, but the guys,
if they want to do any next week, just add some questions in for next week, and then you could always join in and just. If there's any questions that are on, afterwards, after they've watched it, they might be able to just put a few questions in. I could always see if there's any answers I could come up with, or.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've done the live stream with a podcast, and that's why it's easier to do it this way. And this way, we can interact with the guys from the league, as well as other new drivers who've joined as well that want to ask many questions and stuff. But obviously I can't answer all of them without the admin's discretion and stuff. But we're going to kick off. We're going to finish the final whistle on just after the 2 hour mark. I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to Sir Spud. I wish you all the very best in whatever leagues you've done.
Thank you.
But you've been a magnificent driver, brilliant teammate that I've known for years, and good banter with yourself.
Oh yes, fantastic banter.
But yeah, you've been a magnificent. That's it. That's the word I was after. Magnificent servant to the league, and I wish you all the very best in the F3 and the Performance League on the Tuesday and Fridays respectively. So, so Spud, again, massive thank you for joining me tonight. If you want to join my podcast for a one-off special again like this, just send me on a message, and then we'll try and sort it out before next week or whenever we can. So at the minute, majority there will be no racing next week, but I will do another podcast. Just if I can get someone in. If not, we'll leave it for a week or two. But for now, in 2 weeks' time, we will be doing the Canada Grand Prix, as long as obviously the other leagues are up to date as well. But 2 weeks' time, we will be doing the Canada Grand Prix. And again, thank you guys for joining on the commentary. Thank you to the guys who have commented throughout the live stream. That was SJD, Fasconi, Mike, Nick LJ Thompson, everyone else. Yeah, everyone else who joined us tonight, and yourself, Spud, for thanking everyone. But yeah, guys, thank you very much. I'll speak to you all soon. You take care of yourselves, and I'll do another stream next week. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.